We're live. Hey, everybody. Goosebumps for Dummies here. I'm going to try my hardest to do this. I don't want this open. I hate the fact that it's the only shirt I have right now. I've been hiding it all day. Let me just. Before anyone pops in, you're going to see us at the stream. I was wearing a Stranger Things shirt. Good Lord help me. I'm bored. We're streaming. Low Denver Goosebumps fan. I haven't streamed since May 1st. So, I guess it's a new record in a way, because I usually have month gaps between streams. But I'm bored today. It's Friday evening anyways, so maybe we'll have some fun doing a little stream. I would be reading right now, but I decided I'll read later. So yeah, we're streaming for the afternoon. Maybe I should have done this later, I'm not sure. Talking about some Goosebumps, whatever, don't matter. Figured I'd pop on. Wait, move my hair tie. Fix my hair live. There we go. Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here. Doing a live stream. This VOD will be up after. I've got nothing to say. Just starting this out of pure boredom. Hopefully get some good discussion going. Goosebumps at an all-time low, be like, yeah. It's in a rough drought right now. Not happy about it. A lot of people have been saying this, but I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm more excited for basically every modern middle grade series or throwback besides Goosebumps. I'm anticipating what we do at night, because I know nothing about it, so it could either be completely amazing or the worst thing ever. We don't know enough. It's description's thing. But you look at Eek, much more excited for that. Cave from Tim Curran, that looks really cool. We got, forgot what it's called, Bumps in the Night, Creep Tales, books coming out. Pretty cool stuff. A lot more interesting than Goosebumps, I'd say, right now. Partially, I'd say. AI book covers, man. I hate when people do that. There's some Tombstone reprints that, if you don't know what that is, it's kids' horror series. I don't know when it came out, but reprints modern day for that series are AI cover arts, which makes me not want to read them, period. Even if the books aren't AI, which I'm sure they aren't, because they were before that, I believe. But the reprints have AI covers. And the same with the new Strange Matter reprints that no one's buying. I believe they're only online anyways. Those have AI art. But calling the Goosebumps House Shivers artworks AI was probably the stupidest thing ever. I'm glad we're past that by now, except I'm sure it's still going on in Reddit, but I deleted that, so I haven't been on Reddit in a very long time. So me. No, I'm just joking. I think my camera's... There we go. Looks a little better. I legit don't care about Goosebumps anymore. Nothing interesting is happening both the franchise or in the community. It all comes down to a lack of interest. Curly? Oh my god. Okay. Before we even talk about that. Yeah, I have the same feeling right now. I sat down and thought after I uploaded that video yesterday or the day before. I'm like, what is coming? 3 books, one of which is a comic, which is just an adaptation of the full book, so only 2 new stories. One of which, I'm not going to flip you guys off, is a dummy story, so can't really get excited for that. I just don't care. And a book we know basically nothing about besides Crow People, because the blurb is so goddamn basic. We got 3 stories. And then we have action figures coming out in next year, so I'm assuming it'll probably get released sooner, but they said 2027. that's not even in this year, man. And it's May. So we already have to wait at least like 9 months, right, before we at least see them in our store shelves. And that depends on when they come out next year. And then we have two Funko Pops, which are still in rumors that no one cares about because they're like the worst picks. Not that we should even care about merchandise. 3 books a year sucks, especially if only 2 of them were new stories. Even if I like Maddie's work. See, I'm losing interest. I've been losing interest, but no, it's been really going downhill. Curly though, hell no. No, we don't need Curly, man. As much as I like Curly as a character design, just as a mascot, there's no reason to have a mascot nowadays. I don't think anyone cares, and I don't like truly whether or not we have a mascot now. In the 90s, it really helped. Duh. It helped Goosebumps come as popular as it was with having mascots, plural, and Curly being the leader of that. It's what helped sell the Tales books and some pieces of merch that have exclusive Jacobus art. But, but it's like I think we shouldn't be concerned as much about having a mascot nowadays as we do having books come out. Or even merch to help promote Goosebumps and advertising and things like that, just to get word out there to help promote these books. Maybe you could get like an advertisement on the back of a box for Goosebumps. And it's not even like it hasn't happened, too. A few years ago, we got Deep Trouble reprint promoted on the back of a snack box. I don't own that item, but yeah, it was on there with a bunch of other books. So Goosebumps still gets some level of promotion like that, but it could be ramped up. I don't care about Curly coming back, though. He signed didn't even write that book, yeah. I don't know. I've heard people always say Curly could use a book, and I don't mind if that ever happens. I just don't think that's priority. Honestly, it could be cool to see, and he's been in more than one book, by the way. He has been in Caps 2. He was in both those Caps, the Holiday and the Normal, and he was also in Goosebumps Monsters at Midnight as an actual character with dialogue. So he actually was also in another one. Sorry, he was also in Download and Die, and he was usually with Slappy, maybe romantically. No, I'm just fucking. Yeah, he's been in multiple Goosebumps books, none of them written by Stein. So I think we've already had that kind of fulfilled either way. So, except they're just not like full Goosebumps books. Goosebumps pinup calendar when? What? Goosebumps bookstores. Sorry, I missed bookstores for Goosebumps books. Yeah, I wish they were, more out in the wild. You can only really find the original ones at used bookstores, obviously, and Goodwills and stuff like that. Reprints, I can't find them like anywhere besides Barnes and Noble. And maybe October they'll get them in at my local Walmart. They usually have them at Target. There's not enough like Goosebumps books in circulation, I feel, because god damn it. I mean, a lot of places do not have the stores I see at other places, like Books A Million. I've never been to one because I didn't know they existed until a few years ago, or Half Price Books. I wish those were more everywhere, or some version of that. The only place I can mass get modern Goosebumps books where I live is Barnes and Noble, and it's like 20 minutes out. And I mean like new stuff, the new books. If I want to go pick it up, I have to drive not 20 minutes, 20 miles out. Sorry, which is a hefty drive. It's a bitch just to get some new books. Slap POV, Slappy. What the fuck? Scholastic, give me a break. I'm over 30 years old. Scholastic, nuh-uh, we're making a book where you go up against your mortal enemy. You lost me at nuh-uh. Anyways, at least the other shiest I can't read. At least the other Goosebumps that I like and is not dead in the water is doing good still. Oh, GB. Ghostbusters, yes. I'm not gonna read that comment. Hello, Casey Batman. The only thing good happening with Goosebumps in 2026 is Goosebumps Ozzy fan making the Night of the Living Dummy movie, which will also be the first adaptation of the book. I mean, cool. I think there's better stories to pick to adapt, but I'm gonna let him do his thing. It's cool. I hope he adapts more if he can. Um, it's cool seeing dedication like that to making a fan project for a book we definitely don't need to see adapted. I mean, let us be completely honest. Can we be honest for like 5 minutes? The original Night of the Living Dummy story does not need to be adapted. I think there's nothing worthwhile there. But it'd be cool to finally see someone try their hand at it. So that is exciting to an extent. I think there's better picks, so I hope maybe in the coming years, if he gets to further adaptation, he will pick a more expandable Goosebumps story, something that could favor live action adaptation more than just Dummy One. Which, yeah, I don't really care to see that much, but still cool. I think it's really cool that we're finally getting something like that of such a high quality. I'm assuming or hoping for. Jackson Bullock, I don't know what to tell you. The only good sponsors, one where he goes in the storeroom and what? What the fuck are we talking about? It's basically the whole Curly thing where Mr. Wood is always forgotten. No comment on that. Honestly, Mr. Wood, what a character, am I right? I mean, totally not just a Slappy ripoff before Slap even became a thing. I was fully anticipating when I made my video 2 days ago for someone to be like, yeah, Alex, say your shit. Now let's get Mr. Wood back in place to make new Mr. Wood books, because that's what we really need. I was fully anticipating that. Thankfully, no one has said that yet, but I'm fully expecting bring back Fear Street. Oh my god. Yeah, sure. God, has there not been a new Fear Street book in years? The last one I know of was 2018. Unless they made a novelization for the films or something. I mean, shit. Yeah, bring back Fear Street. I guess there was reprints of late, and of course there was the movie last year, which didn't get well received. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't find it offensive, but still. I hope that trilogy they're working on Netflix is Silent Night. If anything, I'd love to see a Christmas themed one. I think there's a lot you could do with that. Have Reva Dolby be an actual character for film. That would be really cool. R.L. Stein is losing his image of being the Stephen King for kids. Arguably. I mean, yeah, he's kind of losing my faith to make great Goosebumps stories if he just had to resort to making new slappy content. Good lord. But I don't know. That title still is upheld. It's not like he hasn't lost making those old stories. They still exist. The ones that gave him that title. But yeah, it's harder to uphold that one. Most of his modern stuff is barely even read, for starters. Well, not a lot of people are actually checking out House of Shivers. If you use Goodreads, like read count as a general like consensus to how popular something is, it'll show because almost no one has read most of his modern stuff. It's usually somewhere around 100 reads, logged. Which, if you want to amplify that to like just global reads in general, it's maybe below 20,000. Probably plenty of purchases because collectors, plenty out there. But people who've actually read these news stories, probably not a lot. It's probably a very, very small margin of people who even bought them, which is sad. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard people say this as well, and hoping it happens one day. We get new offers doing Goosebumps. What's your opinion on Obsession? I've not seen it. I'm not gonna, because I very selectively go to theaters because it's far drive out and it's expensive. I usually only go to theaters twice a year, and the only one I know I'm going for sure is Backrooms soon. When that drops, probably very, very, very early June, because that's when me and my mom can go see it together. I'm planning to go see Wildwood when that comes out, new Leica movie. I'm very excited for that. Not gonna see Obsession, but I will check it out when it comes to streaming. So if anyone's following my letterbox, I'll probably drop a little note on it. Probably a joke. Most of my letterbox is shit posts actually. As of late, they've actually been more in depth because I've been watching kids horror films. But no, I'll probably drop a shit post and a rating. I do support that movie though. I think that's really cool. Having young filmmakers dropping horror movies and having them be actually really fucking solid from what I'm hearing. Some people say Obsession's overhyped, which I can't give an opinion on, but overall positive reception for even Backrooms already from the prior opinions. So yeah, I love Slappy, but there's way too many Slappy books. Does it even need to be stated? There's 27. Third, if you count all of his cameos in every book he's ever appeared in from Goosebumps period. But 27 mainline Slappy focus books. And Scholastic needs Slappy alone to uphold the franchise. Sorry, uphold the Goosebumps brand, then this franchise isn't going to last very long. The series is dying. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. We shouldn't have to rely on Slappy to uphold this franchise because that's just a bad sign. Bruce has said this. Scholastic going back to using Slappy is a sign that they need money. They're not that they need money, but they need money from Goosebumps to keep that franchise going, or else they might have to resort to something else. Maybe not even a series. I think the worst case scenario for Goosebumps right now is House of Shivers gets cut short. I expect a few more books still, even from what we have right now to be announced. Because, Stein's putting fuel into that fire. He's Stein. He has so much money, it doesn't even matter. He's going to keep writing these books forever. Probably. Till the day he dies. For all I fucking know. But, sorry. When that does happen, when House Shivers end, it could be very soon. I think that'd be the worst thing right now, instead of course correcting it to make a great series going forward, instead of just Slappy rolled, but it's only cameos type shit. Worst case scenario again, House Shivers gets discontinued. Probably only get a few books a year. Sorry, like 2 with Maddie's graphics, which seem to be doing well. They're on a third one now, so I'm expecting more after that if this one does well as well. And maybe like a Goosebumps single, which could be cool. Seeing standalone Goosebumps books, it's something I wanted, is dropping those alongside the mainline series. We used to almost get that back in the day. If you think about it, with some of the Caps books, those really Goosebumps books, but Tales sort of did that, as well as Triple Header and other things of that sort. And we kind of did get that too in recent time with Wanted the Haunted Mask and Slappy Beware. Just standalone Goosebumps entries that weren't wholly tied to a series. They came along with it, just weren't completely tied to it. We could get something like that. I don't think Goosebumps is gonna die, but I do think the franchise is losing hype extremely, and like actual care. But yeah, it's definitely dying. in a way. It's not going to be what it is right now in a few years for sure at the way it's going. And I mean in a negative way. It's just going to get less and less. Unless I'm wrong and they're actually doing really good for money, but that might imply that the way they're going right now, they don't care what they're pumping out as long as it makes some money, which is a very not good direction. The movie will get a spin-off in the form of a horror anthology TV show. Obsession, yeah, I've heard about that. Hopefully that's cool. I've barely looked into it, but I know it has something to do with the mechanic of the film, so that'd be really cool. I doubt that heavily. Personally, I don't think they're gonna say it. It's probably not gonna be explicitly said if Goosebumps ends. I think we're probably just gonna be in a little bit of a hiatus, if anything, or a giant bit of a hiatus. Doesn't matter what, but I think we're going to a hiatus either way after House of Shivers ends, assuming it keeps going the way it is and isn't heavily improving. It's just staying this 2 books a year, potentially going downhill of them being a slappy book. Maybe that'll be the last one for all we know. It's not looking good. But yeah, I don't think it's going to get announced over if it does end. In fact, I do think there will be something. Duh, they can't just leave this franchise in dust. It's a goddamn $500 million franchise. No, sorry, it's a $1 billion IP, right? This thing's sold hundreds of millions of books. So that's billions of dollars. That's billions. That is a lot of money from Goosebumps that has been given to Scholastic. And that's not even talking about some of the merch proceeds and rights for TV shows and the bits they get for that. So yeah, Scholastic is drowning in Goosebumps cash over time. So I don't think it'll die, but yeah, the books are dying. Fake fans think it's about the merchandise just because Bjorn really made Goosebumps fans, in my opinion, stop caring about the stories and instead care about what merch has the Gibi logo slapped on it. Sorry to say Gibi. It just comes out like that offhandedly. Gibi. Goosebumps. GB. I'm not gonna say Gibi anymore. I sound like a little baby when I do. Yeah, I think that's not to discredit Bjorn. He's cool, I guess. You know, awesome collector, awesome dude. But yeah, he accidentally created a sort of zeitgeist, and I can say for sure with me of collecting the Goosebumps merch, almost prioritizing it more than Goosebumps books, and treating that as gospel. I never see him really discuss the books outside of a few times on the podcast, and it's usually like a very meek mention. You're not elaborating much, which fine, I guess. Obviously, he can do what he wants. But no, it's just a lot of people modern day just don't care about the books as much as they do merch. PD literally just dropped the video on that like a half hour ago. It's super unbelievably true, and I can say I did not care about the books as much as the merch for actual years of my life. Probably like 10 to 13 was when I really didn't care about the books as much as merch, which is a very sad sentiment. I would maybe read 10 to 20 Goosebumps books a year. Yeah, before. And I don't, actually, I'm reading less now because I finished them all. But at the time, including my rereads, which was half of them, because I used to just reread the stories I like, I would not read many Goosebumps books a year. Like, as someone who's actually passionate about it. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And I was caring more about getting Goosebumps merch. I can safely say now, though, I'm retired from collecting merch pretty much. You're not going to see many merch editions for a long time. Probably not until like birthday and Christmas, when I actually do ask for the off item, like the bucket back there, popcorn tin thing. That was something I've been wanting for years, so it's cool to finally get my hands on it as a birthday present last year. Stuff like that. That's the only thing I really care for merch. Most of the the shysta I buy is kids' horror books. In fact, I have like 12 on the way right now. I bought some lots a few days ago. So, yeah, that shows where my priorities are. I buy way more kids' horror books now, stories I haven't read, or things I need to collect, like reprints and different versions, stuff like that. Way more prioritizing that than Goosebumps merch. Because it's just way more interesting, because there's a lot more you can take with that. Imagine this. Imagine the different timeline of where Goosebumps Gold wasn't canceled. I think that'd have been legendary. Um, Quality or not, it'd been really cool to see these books get pumped out. It would have been before my time, obviously. I would have been born like 8 years after that stuff. I'm that young, man. A whole 16 years young. I don't need a job for another 20. No, I'm just joking. It's like, assuming this gonna be a 12-book series, I believe that was the rumor, anyways. 12 holiday themed Goosebumps books would have been just so nice, because I think holiday tying is something that I really enjoy. It just brings out more atmosphere into the books by default, of course, if it's executed well. That'd be really cool to see, though. Could have been great. And Disney's Goosebumps got a season 3. I don't even want to think about that. I don't even know how that would have went. It'd probably been pretty good, assuming they continue to improve according to the trend that people like season 2 more than season 1. So going off that, people like season 3 more than season 2. Unless they did not course correct from there. Who knows? That'd have been interesting. Hello, Horrorlander. To be fair to you, you're still a teenager and a few years ago a kid. There are grown people with spouses and families and jobs still treating the franchise as such transactional value. God damn it, yeah. I don't know. I really dislike merch nowadays, as dumb as that sounds. Way more caring about the books. And one thing I have seen, especially all over Instagram, is like there are people who do talk about the books, but it's like not even an in between, kind of like me. It's either wholly merchandise, like Goosebumps Ozzy fan, no offense. I only see him going out collecting stuff, thrifting, and doing that, which is fine. That's what he likes to do. But that's all he produces is content and shows it. It's just, I got new Goosebumps stuff. Here's a cool new niche Goosebumps item that's either really old or maybe the new stuff. Here's a cool item I found, my 10th of it. Stuff like that. And it's usually that with some accounts like that. Or people get the books, like really rare books, but don't discuss the actual contents, whether it be kids' horror or Goosebumps. But then there's people who actually review them, like Mr. Bortman's Library. He avidly brings out scores and discussion, and other accounts. It's like no in between. It's really like two extremes I've ever seen. I try and talk about both because I know half my audience, majority of it, probably only cares about merchandise, as sad as that is. And I do enjoy merchandise, but not as much anymore. I used to fucking love that shit when I was 10 to 13. Now I'm 16. Oh, 3 years older. I'm a man now. Goosebumps TV show sucked. Glad it didn't make the season 3. Yeah, in retrospect, I'm glad it ended. Not that I thought it was bad. I think I'm one of the few who thought it was just okay overall. Season 1, okay. Season 2, I'd even go to say it's just okay as well. A bit better, definitely, but okay. I don't mind that it ended. I just wish we still had live action media coming out. I made a video on it recently, but we could get Goosebumps movies that are just not expensive, like the $60 million 2015 film, but inexpensive, maybe a couple mil Goosebumps films that are adaptations of just singular books. Or maybe you could do Creepshow, where it's an anthology film with multiple books being adapted, assuming their length doesn't pad out 130 minutes. It could be like that. It could be really cool. I think I'd prefer that right now, if anything, because those could probably come out much quicker than 10-hour-long TV shows. How about hour 30 movies that would have more care into it overall than just the individual episodes? Because it's one product, not 10 wrapped up into one. That'd be pretty cool. Let me see where I'm at. That one kid who read the Goosebumps books. Wow, I wonder what Wow, I wonder what the future of Goosebumps is like. Many, many years later. I wish I hadn't asked that question. I can imagine what it's like to have grown up in the 90s zeitgeist. I don't care to find out, because I'm not that kind of guy. But I can imagine what it'd be like to be a 90s kid and seeing Goosebumps now. It's like, damn, that stuff's still going. Oh, Science lost all his steam. He's writing 2 books a year now. For Goosebumps, I mean. And the next one's a dummy one. Oh, this ain't exciting. God, I'd probably hate my life. Not to be rude, but like 30 years as Goosebumps fan, right? The same person I am now as I was if I were to be born. And this was 90. Okay, so I am the same person right now, but it was 1995. Now we're in modern day again. Now I'm like 40, right? I'm like 40 years old, and then I take a look at the newest Goosebumps book. The disappointment would be immense. Like, oh my god, the dummy book, because I was around for every single one of them, right? That'd be so awful. I would lose all steam because I was there for every single release. That must be harrowing. Except, it seems like most '90s kids just don't care. Hello, Goosebumps fan 2000. I always love the idea of the Disney Goosebumps show being the magic route for season 3, like Bad Hair Day being its main book that is built every episode. Yeah, magic route could be really cool. You can do that. You can maybe do Vampire Breath. I'm trying to think of different magic-esque books. Vampire Breath has the whole time travel thing. Oh, Terror Tower. Terror Tower would be a great one for a magic themed season. There could be some really cool things done with that. Bad Hair Day being the main one, better picks, but it has room for expansion. Remember what happened with Goey Worms? That turned out to be probably the best episode of their first season. So, yeah, there definitely can be stuff done with that actually turns out really good. Goosebumps augmented reality game. We almost have that. You can on phone get the VR game for the Mantis chase scene from the film. I'm not reviewing that ever. That doesn't count. For anyone wondering. Yeah, you technically have that, but an actual augmented reality Goosebumps game, that'd be pretty cool to see. Not priority though for the franchise. It's crazy that every other story of Kid Focus has. I can't read today. The sun's in my eyes. But Kid Focus has stories. Have stories the most popular only Goosebumps in the universe. Stranger Things, Harry Potter, Scooby Doo, It. They are icons, but stories get views. Yes, indeed. Hello, Colton. For Goosebumps, aside from better stories, I think Scholastic should hold polls. Ooh. For the most popular modern books sorry. Fuck, I thought there was an R in there. Get a Jacobus cover variant. Jesus Christ. Get a Jacobus variant cover reprint. That would get more folks to buy them. There we go. See, that could bring in more income for Scholastic. They clearly need the resort, so slappy. They could just make reprints and have it be voted on and stuff, or something like that. That's a solid idea there. Goosebumps is losing what made it special. Yeah. Great stories, actual quality too, and consistency. All that stuff. Now it's just appealing to the wrong audience with nostalgia bait. When you should be trying to promote the new books, not the old TV show, which, what even was the point of that promotion? Like, actually, what was the point of that promotion? It really makes me question a lot of things. It wasn't even about the books. Y'all don't own the TV show. do they technically do though? They haven't uploaded on their channel. I guess maybe that's what they were doing. Still though, you should promote that on YouTube. Guess what? That video isn't even on YouTube. From what I checked, that video for where they're dancing the show theme with the show in the background that I fucking hate. Fuck that video. It's not even on YouTube, and they have a YouTube for the same stuff they post on Instagram. So what even was the point? What actually was the point of that video? It really makes you question. LOL, indeed. Goosebumps is taking L's by Stephen King. Welcome to Derry, by the way. Yeah, that's one of the best King adaptations I've ever seen, and it's not even based off like the book that itself, just the idea. It's building on to the 2017 film, 2019 film as well, which was an interpretation of the original book. I think that's just a fantastic adaptation of a King work. Even if it's not directly based off it, it's just adding to an adaptation already made. It's fucking great. I think that show's awesome. I wish Goosebumps could uphold that quality as well, but it seems like that ain't happening. Maybe it's Rob Letterman's fault. We had him for the new series. Maybe we need to get someone new in there to bring a better direction than just adapting random Goosebumps books. I'm gonna say it again. I've said it many times, say it like every stream. What if we got a new Goosebumps live action piece that wasn't adaptations and just a new story, new monsters? You could do something like It Welcome to Derry, something serious but following kids, like actual kids too, not late high schoolers. Goddamn, damn near adults, right? Actual adult actors too. Sorry, voice crack. You could just make something really cool that doesn't even have to be adapted. But of course, they wouldn't, because that's not going to make them as much money, or at least that's not as much a safe bet. Even if it's fantastic, it's not a safe bet that's going to do well. So sad. Scholastic won't even. Sorry, Jesus Christ. Scholastic wasn't even around for a TV show. Didn't Parachute get bought out in Y2K era? Yes, it did. Dog's doing anything but promote books. I know. It's like, why are they dancing to the original show if that's not even their product? It's not even their product. They didn't make it. The only money they're getting off it is re-uploading the episodes on their Goosebumps official account, which is run by Scholastic. Sure, yeah, but again, that wasn't even on YouTube, that video. That was only on Instagram from what I saw, at least. It might be on TikTok and other places, but it's not in their YouTube. So, it doesn't even work. It doesn't even make sense. That video was blatantly just a nostalgia bait to get you to look into Goosebumps without actually making you look into specifically the new books. And they have promoted the new books too. We're not saying they haven't, right? Because they have. It's just the promotion's not getting out there either way. The lack of promotion is already underwhelming, but the promotion itself is also very underwhelming, and if half of it's nostalgia bait, that's not good. And the other half being I think I remember sharing this. What's rating the House of Shivers books 1 to 10 and how scary they are? I think they gave Camp Bigfoot a 15 out of 10. It's not that serious. It's not that deep, right? I'd maybe give it a 6.5 on the kids' horror scale. I think the scariest scenes are the bear scene very earlier on in that book. Not a huge spoiler. It's very early on. It doesn't serve purpose. And obviously, the climax. Crazy shit. That ain't a 15 out of 10 scary book. That ain't gonna make you shit your pants even as an adult. I'm 16. I am barely even out of the target audience, which is, 7 to 13-year-olds, right? But still, it ain't gonna make anyone shit pants. And then they gave every other book at least a 10. I know it's sarcasm, but that marketing is just. Oh, it's so funny because it's just so awful. I wish they did actual promoting, you know, not just shit like that. Oh, and that one too. Jesus Christ. Hold up. They just started running Welcome to Dairy season 2. I saw that too. I'm very excited for that. Hopefully that comes out in good time, doesn't get delayed like hell, and builds on what we learned at the end of season 1. It's really nice. She got jump scared by Ariel 11 point font. Bigfoot for promo. Yas Queen. That one is so awful. That was the first one too. That was the first sign of the Black Plague of Goosebumps coming in. That was the first infected rat spreading its virus, right? I saw that. I shared that. I think. The whole time I was watching that video, I was just, it's such a heinous thing. Absolutely questionable marketing. Like it's not that deep. Again, it's not that deep. It's just a kid's book. Like I'm saying that with my chest, and I love Goosebumps. It's just a kid's book. Why are you promoting it like that? It's so dumb. Either way, it's not reaching the target audience anyways. If half the people liking it seem to be Goosebumps fans already, I wish that stuff was actually run out through advertisements. I never seen a Scholastic advertisement outside of their, social media accounts, which clearly aren't gaining much traction. Even they have like almost millions of followers, I think, if not plenty. Word's not even getting out there. It ain't working, and that tactic is rough. It's rough to watch. You, the seriousness in that message, Mr. Gooseman's Fan 1000, or will it? Vsauce, sound effect, cue, all that shit. 10-minute rant. That's what that setup sounded like. It very well could. I said earlier, I think House Shivers could get cut early. I know everyone keeps saying that, even a couple years ago when, not a couple years ago, sorry, when last year when the almost final book, Last Sleepover, had only, what is it, scariest book ever on the back, or was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't Last Sleepover. I'm sorry. It was or was it? I can't remember actually. I think it was book 4. Say my name, say my name. It promoted scariest book ever on the back, and everyone thought that meant Goosebumps was ending, or at least House Shivers was. So it's not new to say it might get cut early, but it actually might, like genuinely, because Slappy's a sign of the end, right? They're resorting to him. I shouldn't be laughing. They're resorting to Slappy. That means they need more traction in the series, which that apparently they already weren't getting, so the low print numbers. So yeah, very sad. She scored Say My Name Scared in the Last Sleepover, to be honest. Wish YouTube Shorts gave an IP address leaks drone strike, but yes. Oh my god, that video is so dumb. I think the point of it was to appeal to modern Goosebumps fans, or just modern kids who like doing ranking videos and ratings, and everyone wants to be a YouTuber nowadays, right? Stuff like that. That's the kind of audience is going for, except obviously it didn't reach anybody because it's really crappy marketing because it's not getting out there. It gets maybe 1,000 likes. I can guarantee you of those thousands, like at least like 600, right? At least 600 already know what Goosebumps is and don't care. Or are like me, who don't need it. It's not getting out there. And then just the content in the video sucks. It's really bad. That score doesn't make any sense. I know they're trying to hype the books up, but still, it's just hard to watch. It's really awful content. Goosebumps is only getting popular if it's drama. The downfall was when book 4 released. I'd say it's Mm, I wouldn't say book 4 was the beginning of the downfall. I think the beginning of the downfall, I guess, at least the most recent times. Um, Hard to say, really. I think the biggest sign. Here we go. I think the biggest sign was House of Shivers being 2 books a year. That change wasn't for no reason, right? They didn't just stop making 3 books a year, from Slappy World for no reason, right? That change just doesn't come out of nowhere. That was a sign of something, and if you have half a brain, you can tell it's probably because they're not making as much money, so they're making less books. That, or they're trying a new tactic that I'm not aware of. Maybe 2 books a year brings in more money per, but I don't know. Just generally, I'm assuming that's because they're going to make as much money, so they're going to slow down the book production, maybe to build up more hype. For all I know, I'd say that was the first sign Goosebumps was maybe in a bit of a dire situation. Not like a huge one at the time, but now it's like, god damn it, marketing sucks, nostalgia baiting, why, and all that stuff. It's a sign, man. Let's see, message redacted. Else, what are we talking about? Do you think I should get rid of It's the First Day of School forever since the book is terrible, or should I keep it since it's an R.L. Stein book? That is completely your choice, dude. If you want to resell it, do it. If you want to keep it as a collector, do it. Um, I'm not going to wager what you should have in your collection or not. I'm keeping my copies because I'm a collector and a reader. I don't like the book. I think it sucks, but I'm keeping it personally. It's a piece of my collection. Don't mind that. I won't. The beginning of the downfall was definitely Sappy because I remember. Oh yeah, actually, that's already a great point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Slappy World being the resort option because it's Slappy. He brings in money. Probably should have been assigned from the get go. It's like, we're doing a series about Slappy now. By then it was already run dry. Now a whole series about Slappy. But yeah, because I remember a ton of folks were against it, while there was the other fans who loved it. Him relying on showed signs. Yeah. Seriously, that actually is that's probably when Goosebumps was showing a crack. And then the 2 books a year was another crack. And then Say My Name, Say My Name was just a dud. I don't think that really was a sign of anything itself. Sign has had like absolutely abysmal books come right before. Some of the best in his fucking game. Like, let's acknowledge that for a second. He can cook. He repeatedly cooks. He shows it. His last book for Goosebumps, maybe his last book as it stands, I don't know if he's released since, was Camp Bigfoot, which I thought was really good. So, Say My Name wasn't really a downfall or a sign. I think it was just a happening. It's his casual, hey, here's a little stinker for you. Throws literal monkey shit at you. Because it just happens. You look at Night of the Squawker, which actually came out back to back. Technically, if you want to get technical and just in series order, I know some people came out between these, but Night Squawker came out back to back with Haunting the Stars. Those were awful. Those are terrible. But guess what came out right after those? And between it too. Some people which is pretty good. But then you had Fright Night, which is also really good. And right before those, you had Slumpy in Dreamland, which is well received. I think it's okay. You know, it just happens. So if the next Goosebumps book is complete ass, I don't think that means anything. I don't think it's anything to get worked up about because it's gonna sell either way. As sad as that is, it's probably gonna sell the same as all the other ones do nowadays. So I don't think it's the quality of it matters to Scholastic, which is a very sad thing. But hopefully we don't have to see duds so often. Hey, we're actually on a good streak anyways, too. We're 6 books in. Only one has been agreeably absolutely terrible. Which is not good, but still. That's 1 of 6. It's better than, every couple of books. 2 to 3. We're 6 in, doing pretty good. If you had to remove a book from the Goosebumps series, what would it be? Planet of the Lawn Gnomes. um, I think Say My Name, Say My Name's a modern reminder that we don't need a Dick Suck Stein. And everyone agreed. Everyone and their mama knew that book was bad, and I did not see anyone dick sucking it. Besides the people who actually genuinely liked it and had a weird opinion on it. Which, power to you, I guess. I want to know what you're smoking. Apparently, that message didn't run through people's heads wholly because, obviously, a few months ago, Nightmare Street dropped, and I'm not going to name who it is, but someone who is influential on Instagram dropped a very positive review for the book. And I just fucking know they were lying. Like I'm not gonna absolutely say who it is. But someone on Instagram, huge nostalgia tuber, I guess. It's not Cheney. Dropped a very positive review on it on Goodreads with their early reader copy. There's no way in fuck they were honest. Like I can't possibly believe that. Unless they actually were and they can tell me right now. No way. Mm-mm. And then there were plenty of other things like that. Sorry I'm getting off topic, but yeah, no. Say My Name would be the obvious pick to remove. But I think it serves as a good reminder. Everyone hated that book, and that's fine. Planet of the Lawn Gnomes doesn't get enough hate. I think that book should be completely removed, and the first book of Most Wanted series should be the Haunted Mask one. In retrospect, because that book is the second worst of the franchise. And it's got no redeeming qualities, I think. Absolute horseshit. Let's see. Sign has it. I can't read. Signs of cooking still. Stuff with nightmares. I've heard about that. Yes. Good creativity I've been seeing from that. I've seen you pop it in chat as well. Yes, exactly. 2 books a year sucks, and I'm gonna beat the dead horse, but it's a horse that needs to be beaten more anyways. More books a year. Want to know how to fix that? More offers. Just, I mean, it doesn't take a lot of thinking to figure out some ideas how to bring more Goosebumps books out. Because look at Tales. Look what worked in the 90s. You could drop Tales books nowadays, except it's not reprints. You could do reprints, but alongside it, actual new Tales stories. A literal Tales 7, maybe. Or just new Tales. Give it a new name, like Triple Header. Something stupid. It could work. Or you could just drop a new Goosebumps novel every year. They were almost doing that too. Don't forget. I forgot. We were getting novelizations for the TV shows. That's awesome. That was probably one of the best things I've seen come out of those shows, is the fact that we're getting novelizations. That's more book content for us to enjoy. Except no one read them. So, but what if you dropped something people do want to read? Just straight up more new Goosebumps books. You can do sequels. That's what really fucking works. Just do good sequels, and not sloppy sequels, but sequels we could favor having, like Deep Trouble 4 now. Whatever works, you could just drop new Goosebumps books and either not have Stein even work on it, or maybe do something for him, or greenlight it, something like that. Or just drop Stein Tinglers. You could always do that, Stein, and make a Goosebumps anthology every year. Or we could just get new offers to do that while Stein does House Shivers. Seriously, there's so many possibilities. 2 books a year sucks, excluding the graphic novel, which isn't even a new story. That feels like a little treat every now and then, than the actual mainline Goosebumps books. There's plenty of solutions. I think just getting new offers would easily fix that. Fun fact, some of the R.L. Stine Blackstone books never advertised Goosebumps Most Wanted. I guess nobody cares about Most Wanted. I don't care what wants, to be honest. Yes, honestly. I barely even look in those, but I do know, yeah, those do have promotions in the backs and fronts of them for Goosebumps, which, yeah, no shit. It's Stein's babies. And gotta promote it anywhere they can. maybe Blackstone's aware is like, hey, we're awful. We're not gonna link you to probably his worst series yet, in at least some of them. So, my commendments, I guess, for not promoting Most Wanted. Goddamn dumpster fire. I'm excited for Cave and by Kern and Eek tearing the Cave. Yes, holy shit. Those are some of my most hyped books of the year. Anything else dropping second half of the year? Yeah, honestly, too. The Halloween book for Bumps in the Night that was name dropped. The House in Halloween Street. Titles, whatever, I don't care. We're getting a Halloween Bumps in the Night book. I've heard 80 Arrow can cook. I've heard Clowning Around is good. I've only read Night School Bites, which, if I'm going to be honest, was probably like the worst first impression ever, because it's just kind of mid, or a very light good, with plenty of like huge flaws. It's like, that's exciting, assuming 80 Arrow actually is a great offer whenever I get to the other stuff, or, has good quality in his series. Super hyped for that stuff. Waiting for Dummy to pass and get a Loch Ness book, maybe. Hell yes. A Loch Ness Monster Goosebumps story. That would be something really cool to see. I don't think we've ever seen one about it, but we've seen the Loch Ness Monster in Goosebumps. I believe it was in a couple GYGs. I think it was in Poison Lake, if I'm not wrong. If not, it was in Werewolf Woods. It was in one of those two, very randomly. It's like dumbass endings. But a full book about it, that could be pretty freaking cool to see. Or in general, more dinosaur themed stuff, since Loch Ness Monster's technically dinosaur stuff. That would be awesome. If you could bring back a Goosebumps canceled project or book, what would it be? 80 Cook Baby's Breath, in my opinion. I'll check out Baby's Breath at some point, but I have no interest in it right now. I do support it. Just don't care much. I haven't really delved into YA heavily yet, just as a reader. What would I bring back? That is a tough question. I think that's a tough one. I was about to say, like, maybe the original plot for 5th grade zombies, but I think at the end of the day, it probably been about as equally good as the one we got. I liked 5th grade zombies, by the way. I thought it was a really good book. The one we ended up with. The original one was interesting. Zombie club thing with a granny zombie. Maybe we get a Goblin Monday one. Just thinking about canceled plots. If not, let me read it again. Project, or product, or book. That is a very tough one. I think. Oh. Well, no shit. Probably the Horrorland movie. I mean, I'm happy with what we got for the sequel. I don't think it lived up to the first one, just my personal take. But I think it's a good movie. At the end of the day, it's a good Goosebumps film. I think a Horrorland adaptation would just made younger me way happier. I used to mope on that movie a lot when I was younger. If we'd gotten that would have been very cool to see. Good or bad, I would have absolutely loved to actually see that version of the film. But if not that one, I would probably want to see one of the canceled Goosebumps books. Could be Shrinking 5th Grader, actually getting published as a Goosebumps story. Maybe the Last Tales book. Sorry, not Tales. If there was another one, cool. I would love to see it. That would be 10 new stories, but maybe Goosebumps Gold, triple header free. Ooh, no, actually, that's the one. Triple header free, for sure. I would have loved to see that one. That'll make it a full actual trilogy, and then I can do a more proper book ranking. That would be cool. That would be fucking cool. I'd have to say triple header free, if I were to bring anything back. Calling Around Mall Madness are great books. Heard that. Every other one ends up being a miss. I've read only one of the misses. I've heard Nostalgic Nightmares not the best. I know you and Comp read it, I think. Comp gave it a bad score, so And that's the one I was most excited for because I think there's potential with, as dumb as it sounds, the nostalgia aspect. I think it could be interesting. We'll have to see when I get to it, of course. So, if anything, maybe the hair today, go tomorrow is great again. Ha ha ha. Yes, indeed. Going off the pattern, good, bad, or good, miss, whatever. Then the next one should be a banger, which would sadly mean the one after that would be mid or bad. Damn. Ooh, yes, the George Romero movie. That would be awesome. I think that would be really cool to see that adapted, brought back, if anything, of all the things we could resurrect from Goosebumps' past. That would be really cool to see. Yes, that would be really cool too. Getting modern kids horror offers and people who have history with it adapt new stuff for Goosebumps as a franchise. That would be really cool. Comp made a whole video on it, like a long one, kind of making an idea. I don't remember if it was like an outline or anything, but just getting an idea out there about having a new show where it's half adaptations books we never got, or half new stories that are in Goosebumps theme, of course, for a live action show with people who have, explicit history of Goosebumps or kids horror taking the wheel. That'd be really nice. Planning to do a channel rebrand soon. Damn, if so, that's huge. Not. I can only guess what it'd be about. Um, Probably Ghostbusters. I'm assuming. If not, not Living Dummy. That's actually that's crazy. I was not expecting that common whole things. Tim Burton Goosebumps movie. I mean, yeah, same one. I think, right? Isn't that the same one as the George Romero one? Except I'm so lost. I don't have the best history on that movie, the Dead House one. I just know George Romero made the script, and that actually is readable. I've read it; it's pretty fucking cool. Online. Yeah, no, that'd be a fantastic piece to finally adapt and bring it to our eyes. Hopefully, to praise and glaze our eyes. To bless us and not be a piece of shit. There's a very real possibility that it gets adapted and it's garbage. You never throw it out the window, but no, that could be really cool. Yeah, Zombie School as a concept, I wouldn't mind seeing another one and it done even more justice. I've heard all the complaints about why I quit Zombie School, and I do understand them. I personally didn't have much an issue with the book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do remember having an issue with it. I don't remember what, but it brought down the book by at least a zero point 0.5 margin. I think I gave it like a strong 9 or something out of 10, like a 9 or 9.5. I'd have to reread it. That is actually one of the few Goosebumps books I do plan to reread within the next few years. That and like Haunted Mask again, probably, maybe the sequel, and other ones like that. Stuff I just want to get my opinion on fully. That have takes that I may or may not agree with. Like Haunted Mask 2, some people don't like it that much. So yeah, maybe I'll reread that one. But yeah, no, I think a redo of that idea, which we almost got with fifth grade zombies, except it was pretty brief for that book. And fully leaning into it and embracing it, that would be really cool to see. And not the GYG where what wasn't actually zombies. It was just, brainwashed kids. Finna make my channel Ghostbusters all the way because at least its owners don't try to nostalgia bait us every way that they can. Yes, exactly. We've been nostalgia baited by Ghostbusters if I don't believe. I mean, technically Slimer is that, but he's more of a icon than anything. So That'd be like Slappy. That'd be like saying Slappy's nostalgia bait. But yeah, that would be really cool. If you did that, I would absolutely keep up with that. What's up, Acid Crab? I just finished Goblin Monday, the latest Mummy book, and I live in your basement this week. Good shit, man. Reading some peak goosebumps there. Mummy 1's really good. I think that's a slightly underrated House of Shivers. Probably the best of House Shivers, I'd argue, that or Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a very nice one. Goblin Monday 2, pretty solid book. Live in your basement, good stuff there. There's going to be an arcade scene in George Merrill's Goosebumps where the kids get stuck in an arcade machine. What the fuck? I don't remember that. It's been so long since I what the fuck? Yeah, I'm reading that. I don't remember that. Yeah. Yeah, I know it was an old vid. That was an old one. That one was from fucking years ago. Yeah, I don't remember that actually. If like BD said, if it's just not that major, probably then that's probably why. I don't remember that. I remember the birthday clown scene, if it was a clown from the movie, the script. That was fucking cool. That was a great scene. I remember the tunnels and stuff. Not spoil much, keeping it vague. The dog pee scene. That's one of my favorite parts of that movie. The script at least. I think that's actually very funny. The dead house itself, the mechanics that come with it, good stuff. I love that interpretation of the original Goosebumps story. Yeah, there's a lot of potential of that film if it ever got adapted. I said in my recent video, Goosebumps films, that would be a great one to take and just straight up adapt. I don't think there's much like legal trouble doing that, like having to go through the rights and stuff to actually produce it. If you could take that and adapt it, anyone watching, please, that would be really cool. Or any company that has the means to do so. Goblin Monday felt like the girl cried monster. Felt like the whole book was written just for the ending scene. Precisely, actually, yeah. God. Oh, God, yeah, I just remembered the ending scene. That was a brutal one. And great stuff. Might be remembering wrong. You might be. Maybe I am. I don't know. God, what? What? Grin? Yeah, well, I guess it's like a clown. Apparently possesses their uncle, but it's a 300-page Leviathan. Ooh, so it's a novel. Nice. Hello, Dave. Is that a mugshot, Dave? No, I'm just joking. Goblin Monday sequels in case Sign runs out of ideas. Alien Tuesday. Furry Wednesday. What's next? Fairy and Friday. Bug Thursday. Wolf Friday. Sloth Saturdays. Snake Sundays. Yeah, I would have done like things like trolls, or goblins. So, Troll Tuesday. Midget Sunday. Elf Thursday. Stuff like that. If I were to have to come up with that. I read a road trip to that university to read the official script because it was clear the article guy left out a lot of context details missing for a keynote's version. Perchance. Um yeah, I might do that one day myself, but of course that's a big expense. If I were to ever go on a road trip, probably be to Michigan. It's like for kids horror related means. just to go to the Michigan American Chiller shop because that's cool. But yeah, that would be fucking cool if you can do that. Yeah, let the blind suffer for that one. I'm already stealing their good books. You know, look at this stuff. Look back there. I'm stealing their literature. I'm stealing their stuff, right? They deserve to have something. So give them say my name, say my name. I think that's the least we can do. Is treat them to that masterpiece of literature. Is say my name any good? Oh yeah. Mm. The best of the series. You couldn't tell. Huge fan of it. Anyways, kids horror movies or books? Movies, Monster House stuff. But if you want a more unpopular one that y'all could see right now, it's on Disney Plus, I think. Don't Look Under the Bed. I think Comp loves that one. That's a fantastic kids horror movie. I used to even think that was that good, but I rewatched it last year. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually pretty solid. That's a great one. I checked that one out. Books, Snow Day. I made a whole essay about that in January, but that's easily my favorite book just from the genre. Rewinding this stuff right now. I haven't read any Goosebumps 2000. What's it going to pick up and start with, in your opinion? Let's see. Let's turn it around here. Let me bring it down. Where's my light? Oh god, I can't find my light. There we go. I don't know off rip. I don't even know if you know the titles, so I'll show you the covers. A really good one. This one right here. That'd be a fantastic one to start with. But another really good one right here. I think everyone can attest to it. Revenge or Us is a great one to start with as well. Absolutely legendary book. I love the first chapter the most. That's one of my favorite scenes in the franchise. You know, it reminds me of Are You Afraid of the Dark's the tale of the what is it called? Oblivion? That's a really good scene. One of the best in the whole series. But actually, Breed Evil Twin. That or Brain Juice or Graveyard Ghouls. That's a good place to start. Anyways. Got serious there for a second. Monster House is a masterpiece and Don't Look Under the Bed is peak. Yes, indeed. Make it a special edition hardcover. Save my name ×4. Yeah. Pumpkinhead was worth watching. I think it's pretty good. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Mario Kids Horror Movie. Sorry, Kids Horror Movie in general. I have not seen that one actually. I'm remind me to do that to search that up. That's not on my watch list. I've never heard of that. I don't think. I don't know. Childhood favorite indeed. Yeah, I've seen Monster House upwards of 20 times. No acid crap. I was joking. Don't actually do that. Don't actually do that, man. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. If it's green, might be lean. If it's red, you'll soon be dead. Am I Shakespeare, everybody? I've only read a couple books from HB. What? Oh, give Goosebumps. Ghost Next Door was a great first one to get. Very solid one. Creature Teacher. Yeah, it's a good one. I have not seen Color Out of Space yet. Sorry for silence there. Hello, Clark Preston. I've seen Color Out of Space, just haven't watched it. Um, I hear it's good, probably a good national horror movie, sci-fi thing. Haven't watched it though. It's on my to watch list. If you had to recommend any Stephen King books, what would it be? I've not read almost any. I've only read Carrie, and it was good. Not a mind blowing novel in my opinion. I mean, it was his first, anyways. So, I'm gonna certainly say not it. uh, if you know, you know. Clearly, the yeah, probably the worst scene in all of literature. Yeah, I couldn't recommend you any. Carrie was good though, I guess. I've heard The Shining's great. Duh. Night Shift. Yes, I've heard that one's great too. So maybe take BD's word for it. Misery too. That's actually one I want to read personally. I haven't been able to find it though. Whenever I go out, I can find literally any other Stephen King book, um, including original prints of Carrie. Like I've seen the original print hundreds of times, like sealed too, like $20 copies. But I have not been able to find one copy, reprints, original, or anything of Misery because God hates me. And that's the one Stephen King book I'm actually genuinely looking for. God, fuck me. It sucks. I can find everyone but Misery. Minor typo. Minor spelling mistakes. I do miss Give Yourself series so much. 20 out of 20. 20 to 21. That's almost half of it, dude. I'm surprised I have to even say that. 50 goddamn Give Yourself Goosebumps books. I'm gonna say it now. That's overkill, even for someone dedicated. That was probably one of the most harrowing things to get through because it's not like I didn't like any of them or dislike many of them. I mean, but 50. I had to read for 50 of those. And I've reviewed them all. I even ranked them. Harrowing. Harrowing. I don't think we needed 50 Give Yourself Goosebumps books. That's why I avoided even saying, let's bring out Give Yourself Goosebumps book number 43 of the Penguins. And that question earlier, because of all things to revive from old Goosebumps never came out, or even modern, that ain't it. We don't need that. As cool as the cover is. Hell no. Yeah, yeah. But let's do that, everybody. Listen to BD there. Let's make Stein miserable, I guess, because that's the pun in the title, anyways. And of course, Misery the book series in the book. I think, if I'm not wrong. Are OG prints worth more than the newer prints? Really racked my brain there for a second. That's a tough question. I'd say probably. May I give a 90s book recommendation? Yeah, let's hear it. Sapphire novelization. Don't even joke, lad. I have to read more GYGs than Slappy or whatever, otherwise I'll get dog piled. Yes, indeed. Too many of those, as it stands. Too many Slappy World stories to even focus on Slappy. Should have been just called Goosebumps World. We don't need a Slappy series. 50 GYGs is overkill. I think that should have been maybe a 20 book series. But clearly it made money, so I guess that's why they kept it going. Obviously, ghost written. Maybe a hot take, but I wish all those Give Yourself Goosebumps books had the best storyline picked and made into mainline books instead. Insane variety. For real. Series of unfortunate events, the bad beginning. I've watched the Series of Unfortunate Events movie with Jim Carrey. Ignoring Jim Carrey, I think that story is really interesting. Probably one of the most fun kids movies I've seen. That's actually a book or series. Sorry, no, there's multiple entries. I do plan to possibly read one day, so I do always forget that series exists. So pretty cool. Yeah. There was also a TV show I think too, which I got through one episode and said, "Yeah, I don't need to watch this. The movie got the point across." I think that was like 2 years ago when I watched the movie for the first time and started the show and didn't finish it, obviously. Yeah, good story though. Good idea. Very funny. Wasn't his name? I forgot Jim Carrey's character name, whoever he played. The villain. I swear God, I had like Olaf in there, some dumbass name. Um, Evil fuck. Yeah, those are pretty funny. Um, stories there. Count Olaf. Yeah, I want to make sure it wasn't stupid. Um, yeah. I don't know why that name just sounds stupid. Yeah, probably gonna check out those books at some point. Kind of like Animorphs. Not that they're even remotely similar, but they're both kids series. I want to get to Animorphs at some point. I just never see them out in the wild, and if I do, it's usually not the ones I want. I've seen both those series before, outside of online. It's just never the ones I want. Book one clearly. For some reason, book one of some series are just so unbelievably rare to me. Like Hide and Shriek, for example, from Ghost Fear Street. I can never find that book. I have 2 copies of it, but both of them. Well, actually, no. I believe I did find the first book like a couple years ago, but that was from a whole collection that I found of kids horror books from the 90s. That was my Wilmot copies, I think. The only other copy I have is from online because box sets. Like that first book in that series is for some reason rarer than the next even 10, I'd say, after it. For some reason, super uncommon. Saw a modern kids horror series by a teacher where first book named I Know What You've. Okay, I'm sorry, wait. Exactly, Colton. Sounds like some at my Dollar Tree. Dude, I've picked up kids horror books at the dollar store. I have like the Supernatural Society. It's a random little kids horror book I found like a year ago. I picked it up. The Creepers reprints. That sounds like something that just slide right in there perfectly, no question. What UFO did last summer, dude? You gotta, and you can't just leave it there. What the fuck about sentient toilet paper? Are we serious? That's got to be a joke, BD. There's no way. There's no way. And that also means if that's true, I got to do a part 2 in my kids horror toilet themed videos. That's great. I'm not excited. If that is true, man, I gotta read it. Oh, fucking kill me. That sounds awful. I always loved how Give Yourself Goosebumps books had the sparkly foil cover borders. I missed out partially why I only got halfway through. A lot felt more of the same every here and there. Yeah, I do want to say, a lot of Give Yourself Goosebumps books feel repetitive, just as a series. As standalone books, they're good, but as a series, that shit gets old. Whether it just be the style, since they're all very similarly written. Now, but I think almost even 5 of them in a row are usually the same offer. I'm willing to bet. Plenty of them had different offers. Some of them have clear different styles, like Ship of Ghouls felt a little more serious, at least for one arc of it. So yeah, it gets really old, that series. No, I do appreciate the looks of that series, even uh almost equally, I'd say the first half and the second half with Nagata's original cover style, and then when they shifted to black borders, and then with Craig White's art coming in, well, after that, I like that. I like both styles. I think they're both interesting. Clearly, is a shift because money probably weren't making as much for when they had to make the shift. Yeah, I like the look of the books. I wouldn't recommend reading every Give Yourself Goosebumps book though. Like as a hardcore fan, don't read those. Like all of them at least. Read a few, I'd say. I mean, check them out if you really want to. Don't read every single one. Maybe read Pain House. Um, basically any of the Halloween ones really. Or Carnival of Horrors Duo. Those are both good. TikTok You're Dead. Some good ones in there. Creeping Coffin's great. Um, Jungle of Doom, personally, I like that one a lot. Those would be my recommendations, but don't read the whole series. Super repetitive. I can't look it up, BD. I only have one phone. So, I'll have to do it after stream. And that movie you mentioned earlier. Well, Scholastic, that's a sentence, man. Let me sort that out in my head. Maybe. I doubt it. We haven't seen a Goosebumps DVD in years, I don't think, so. Probably not. They are on their YouTube page. They have uploaded every episode. I believe at least. And if not, they're all on YouTube. And Peacock, I think. And Tubi. So, you can't access most of them anyways. Never think the first day of school forever. The scene where the principal told Artie he tells the bullies to beat him up. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, the book sucks. That's probably like the least awful scene in that book. Um, that book just is one of the most unentertaining experiences I've ever had with kids' horror. If anyone's watching, do not read The First Day of School Forever by R.L. Stine. Just one of the worst things he's ever produced. Possibly the worst kids' horror book of all time. It's Groundhog Day, but it has no arc. It's just boring as shit. There's not even a character arc. That's the whole point of Groundhog Day, is that the character arc Bill Murray's character goes through, right? It's not even there. It's literally repetitive slop. It's not repetitive slop with a meaning, it's just repetitive slop. That book sucks. Nobody read it. Please, God. Anyone watching, do not read that book. There's so many issues with it. I don't even want to get into it. Oh my God. I just remember the ending of it too. It's dude, like if I one day, fuck it, I might write it down after this stream. Top 5 worst kids horror endings without spoiling it. That might be number 1. Right behind, maybe it might be number 2. But it's like 1 and 2 would be Planet of the Lawn Gnomes because there's like 10 different twists at the end, which none of them work. They're all terrible. Every single one of them sucks. And then you have the 2 giant double whammy twists at the end of First Day of School Forever, which neither of them serve a purpose. Neither of them serve a purpose, sorry. They're both absolutely terrible. Complete dog shit. And just add insult to injury with that whole book already being atrocious for him. Seriously. No one read it. No one read it. Top 2 worst kids horror endings. That might be number 1. Like it might be worse than Planet. Sorry for the rant. Jesus Christ. Alien Survival Guide shits. If that is, man, I gotta read that. I know what UFO did last summer. What even is that title? It's so bad. Has Goosebumps diminished its popularity of the franchise as a whole over time? I think that's pretty obvious. Clearly, it's not as insanely wild in the zeitgeist as it was in the 90s and even 10 years ago. With new content and movies even coming out pretty consistently. I think the last truly big thing that happened to the franchise was obviously The Vanishing, and that was over a year ago now. Uh, we haven't seen anything since. That doesn't mean nothing huge is coming. I think we're probably going to get something within the next year, like announced, maybe a new project, whether it be film or new series going off. You know, we've already seen multiple series. We have two going on right now: the graphic novels and House of Shivers. Maybe something like that. Pardon my French. Something like that. We'll probably get something announced. But yeah, it's definitely gotten less popular. Scary Birthday to You and Twisted Tree Lodge. I keep hearing great things about. So excited for those. At least pick up GYG tonight to read, but maybe might save those Plus Play Nows for later. I will say, I think Tree Lodge is overrated. I think that book's pretty okay. Just definitely not as hyped up. Sorry, not worth the hype. In the grand scheme of GYGs, I'd say there's probably 70% more I'd pick over that one. Most people actually say that one's so cool from what I see because it has a TV show reference. And I guarantee you no one cared that much back in the day. It was like, oh, that's cool. It's a TV show opening at the very beginning of the book. It's cool. It's very funny. Very cool reference. People really didn't care when it came out, but since that's become so infamous, I don't know if that's the right word, so iconic, people nowadays care. It's one of those stupid nostalgia things. It's probably why people say that book's so good. Outside of, like, the kind of cool idea. And I think the idea is cool, again. It's a good idea. It's just definitely not the best GYG by miles. I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10. So nothing very special there. I wouldn't recommend that one very much. But yeah, Scary Birthday, Pain House, those ones, very good. Very good books. We have to read it because to get ready for the film, which, by the way, same guys who made Zombie Town, we are cooked. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna say this, like, with respect. I want you to read it, BD. I want to hear what you have to say on Scary Birthday to You, or I need to get off the fence. I want to hear what you have to say about First Day of School Forever, because that might actually be the worst book I've ever read. Straight up. If anyone wants to make a review on that, like anyone, I want to hear it. Positive or not, I know it ain't gonna be positive. Yeah. It's literally, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, it's basically Say My Name, Say My Name. Down to the ending, and just the progression. I mean, there's a big reset kind of halfway through Say My Name, right? It's a Groundhog Day book. Groundhog Day? It's a Groundhog Day book. It's taking that stupid idea, putting kids horror. Say My Name did a reset as well. I think there was like 1 or 2 in there. They're basically the same book. Not even in quality, but just from the progression, the ending. Fucking Jesus, dude. Oh, God. I don't want to think about that book anymore. What do you think of the Goosebumps IDW comics if you've read them? I've read everything Goosebumps besides Colin Creeps Presents books, so I can give any opinions out. They're pretty good. I don't think any of them are bad. I don't think any of them are bad. Sorry. If I had to just give you a little ranking here, there's only 4, so. Witch House is pretty, that one's okay. Then I'd say Download and Die. That one's fine. It's kind of, the thing with Download and Die, right, is it's just that and sort of Monsters at Midnight. They're kind of just circle jerking old Goosebumps characters. Because there's, for God's sakes, there's a GYG character in Download and Die, right? This was made for, like, huge Goosebumps fans. People who notice stuff. That, I've said it before, but there's a very late OG62 character that is in Download and Die as well. If you're into that stuff, which, cool, you reference stuff, kind of like the Minecraft movie, except it has an okay idea under it, that might be a good one for you. But, I'd say the best two are Monsters at Midnight, which is my personal favorite, and Secrets of the Swamp, which is a fine add-on to the Fever Swamp lore. Though I don't view it as canon. I don't really think that would be so, since Stein didn't even make it, nor did he write the book. So, yeah, of all of them though, I think they're all good, but the best ones are Monsters at Midnight and Secrets of the Swamp. Sorry. I think my ratings for them were like between a 6 and a 9, so none of them were bad. I hate Nutcracker Nightmares Groundhog plot alone to when I read First Day. So when I read First Day, I know it'll be a Richter scale crash out. Yeah, dude. It doesn't help. Nutcracker Nightmare, if you didn't like that story, which I don't remember what I thought of it. Tale 6. Yeah, think that for 190 more pages, except it doesn't even have like the time warp horror that one kind of had going for it with the quick aging, which I thought was cool. It's literally just the same day repeating. It's first day of school forever, except it's, if I remember, the Groundhog Day reset thing only happens 3 times the whole book, which honestly might be for the better of it, because I don't want to read the intro over and over again, unless it's even skipped over. Because holy hell, the intro is one of the worst parts of it, and it gets played out, I believe, 3 times that whole book. It's the same horrible sequence of events, and it reads like I don't know if anyone's read this one in chat, but Ghost of Devil's Marsh, first 30 pages of that Shivers book. Dude, as much as I think that is easily one of the best Shivers, the intro to that one is just unbelievably hard to get through. It's 30 pages of it, just straight up yelling and chaos. It's like, what the hell? It's really hard to read. It's not fun at all. When you get past that, it's a good book. Arguably say it's great. That first 30 pages taints it. That's kind of what it reminds me of with the intro scene to First Day of School Forever, except it's repeated thrice because it's a resetting day. If I remember right, at least thrice. And it's not as, loud sounding, but yeah, it's got that same effect. It's just, why do I gotta read this 3 times? This already sucked. This scene's terrible. It's a bunch of bullshit just to make our main character more sympathetic. So you can already guess where that's going. It sucks. It sucks. I say that like it's a grand reveal. Jesus Christ. What's the weirdest Goosebumps episode? Old Story. I mean, pedophile old ladies. I don't think I need to elaborate. It's pretty weird. Even Shiver's best book has problems. Lord spare us all. Sorry, I had to read that for a second. Yeah, even the best Shivers has problems. That says something, man. I think the best Shivers I've read, which I think no one's gonna agree with whenever they get to it, because I know nobody, even in our servers, probably read it. But Spider Kingdom. If anyone's read Killer Ants, that's actually the same book as Spider Kingdom from Killer Ants from Bone Shivers, which I just read last night. Spider Kingdom from Shivers is essentially the same book where, not to spoil much, but it's a revenge story from insects. And guess where it goes. I like that idea a lot. I think it's cool. Just the general layout of how those books play out. In fact, I think Spider Kingdom does it a little better. Especially giving more personification to the spiders themselves. But that one really fumbles the bag a bit in the final 30 pages. It takes a turn the story shouldn't have went down. So even that one, which is the best one I've read, and by the way, I am... God, how many books am I? I think I'm a whole third into Shivers. I'm like a third done with the Shivers series. That says something. I have not found a book that's even a 9 out of 10 yet. I've not found a book that's a 1. but I found plenty more in the middle. Oh my god. Wait, did he make like a video review or Goodreads review? Because I don't even fucking know. But no, I liked Killer Ants actually. I thought it was good. I'm gonna say I thought it was a good book. I don't think it's offensively bad. Um, I don't really have a standard for Bone Chillers yet because that series is so far just okay. Um, I can't even think of the worst one I've read. I think it'd have to be Frank and Turkey 2, which I know, funny because that's like I don't know if anyone knows this. Every single review I've seen for Frank and Turkey 2 is so positive it's stupid. It's like what? That book sucks. I mean it's not the worst thing ever, but it's pretty bad. Of all bone chillers to get the most praise that I've seen outside of like, you know, the more popular ones. That one is stupid. That's a stupid praise book. That one sucks, man. That's a really bad one. Not awful, but like 4 to 10 to 3.5, I think. Nah, Killer Ants was good. I like that one. I'm going to head off. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you. Oregon Ghost TV episode for sure is one of the weirdest Goosebumps TV episodes. That is also one of the weirdest books, arguably, but yeah. Actually, it's pretty faithful to the book if I remember. God, even down to the ending. Yeah, that is a rough episode, and yeah, definitely one of the more abstract ones. Oh, Click's a very weird one too. Yes, I think it's one of the more interesting ones too. Just the idea alone. It's based off the short story, and I think it did a little more justice than the short story. I prefer the episode over the original Tales version. The Ants episode 2, yeah, it's a weird one. Yeah, Teacher's Pet. That's a very weird one as well. A lot of the weirdest episodes happen to come from like season 3, which shows that they were probably prioritizing beforehand adapting the more popular, liked, and doable stories instead of the weirder, less liked, and less popular story. You know, some of the Tales ones. A lot of the Tales stories they adapted are pretty weird. You know, Awesome Ants, Old Story. My personal take is the weirdest thing they've ever produced in Goosebumps live action media. Fucking hell. And Click. Pretty weird episodes. I think Click's probably the most tame of those, however. But the ending definitely brings it up a notch in how goddamn weird it is. Like, what the hell happened there? Reality Police Awe segment, you know what I'm saying? Very weird episode. I read several Bone Chillers, and all are decent. The ones with moments I thought were actually good were Beware the Shopping Mall, and the first half of Teacher Creature. Yes, so there's some great moments in those books. The first half of Teacher Creature, though, I was really digging that book when I read it. I think it was actually almost a year ago. It was very late May last year. With the whole hurricane vibe, not a huge spoiler. That's cool. I think that's really cool. Had a lot of potential, but the second half kind of delved into a route I didn't like as much. Strange Peas, oh my god. How did we not even think about that one? Strange Peas is so weird, dude. Who wanted Strange Peas episode? Sorry, I had to read that like thrice. Um, I don't know who actually wanted Strange Peas adapted. I don't know whose idea it was to adapt it in the writing room. I think they only brought that one out because of the Tale stories was probably the easiest, but like, come on, Good Friends was right there. And that's not even a good one either, but there was a lot more room to do anything with it that could have been good. You know, Schizophrenia Awe story. You could have done something good with that, but no. They chose the killer baby. One of the episodes of all time. Oh yeah, that's a pretty tame one. Feels the most in line with Goosebumps. That's a very solid episode. That and Scary House, I think's pretty familiar sounding. It's got the most familiar beats I've seen. Good twist ending. Another good episode as well. Yeah, there's some good Tales episode adaptations. I wish we got more back in the day because, obviously we've got season 5 or just a longer season 4. We could have gotten some more adapted, but we only have the like 10 or so. One of the best ones too is Perfect School. Can't believe I didn't mention that one. That's it's also a very strange one with the whole almost militarized vibe of that episode. That's a weird one. That is a good one though. Trilogy too. That is a very odd one. Yes, Beetlejuice all episode. Um, kind of Carl and the model town in general, and his unbelievably overpowered nature, dude. Carl did not use his power to his fullest extent. He should have, especially in 2, if he wanted to keep these kids there, he should have gone harder. He should have truly used that power. Not much complaint though. I think those episodes, the trilogy, magnificent. One of the best standalone pieces of live action Goosebumps medium. You know, if I ever make a video discussing like original content outside of books that we could get, that would be a good place to point. Like, look, we've had it and it worked great. That's a great episode. All my friends agree so. I think it's also one of the best of the whole show. Very excited to get to that one day when I review it. Probably be years from now because I plan to review that one. Probably is one of the final ones I do get to. That is a great episode. Shows what they can do. Just making their own stuff. Perfect School rocks. Wish Tune Tomorrow got adapted because we would have had Uncle Hallie before it was a thing. Yes, that would have been really cool. It's a done idea. Tune Tomorrow with the TV or something in general telling the future. It's kind of like Say Cheese and Die in a way, but I think just adapting that one would have been another great pick from Tales. Too bad it never happened, of course. I think, yeah, of all things, I wouldn't say I like absolutely loved the idea of the original 90s show continuing. Because, I feel like we're good for what we got. Like, if I were just go retroactively change it, like, would I continue it? Sure, maybe. We don't need it. But of all things that we could get out of that positive, it'd definitely be more adaptation of the stories we didn't get. And more specifically, ones we should get, probably, for tale stories. Because, dude, there's some potential in those. They're very short and sweet, but some of them have a lot you can do with them. Again, tune in tomorrow, we could expand on that idea. Thinking of more Good Friends. I don't like that story, but you could do something cool with it. Kind of like, again, Haunting Hour. There was an episode in that one that was basically Good Friends. Can't remember if that's... Yeah, that's actually based off R.L. Stein's story, so already it was adapted into another book form. So, yeah, you could do a lot of some of the Tales stories. I think that'd been really cool to see if we did get a 5th season of the original show. Some more Tales adaptations. If not, something else like Trilogy or more Monster Blood. Forgot about that one too. Just original episodes exclusive to the show. You don't get to read in book form, even if they're in name onlys. Either way, sorry. We are, oh damn, we're almost 2 hours into the stream. That is unhealthy. Yeah. I think we should get Tales reprints too, if anything. Just on the topic of Tales, I think that would be really nice to get those stories reprinted once more. Because I never see the what is it called? The Furry Tales collection from the 2000s with the Living Dummy Monster Blood Campfire collection. That one I never see. It'd be nice to get another print of that to get it back out in circulation. You can obviously rebrand it, change the look of it, maybe get Robert Ball to do art. That'd be something cool to get back out in circulation, the original Tales stories. Yeah. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I have to go grab some water. My shut ass. It's just a phase, Mom. Ooh. This water's a day old, by the way. That's not Yummers. That's not Yummers. Well, I think the stream might have ran its course. Also, what the hell is this option? Playables? What the fuck is this? Hold up, y'all. There's a new feature. Book 4 to 6, the Tales of Goosebumps never get reprinted for some reason because they came out of the blue. Yeah, we could get those reprinted. I've already theorized it, but we could get a Tales 10. That'd be pretty cool. Hold up, y'all. Let's. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a new feature. Let me boot this up. What the fuck is this? Can y'all see this? I'm not gonna play this for long, but what the fuck is this? This is the stupidest YouTube feature of the century. What? I just got slapped by an old lady. Yeah. So I guess that's the thing. I'm not doing that. We are not gonna sit here on stream and play some Gartic Phone. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking weird. Oh god, that might actually be the future. Just think about it. Like I put a prompt out, and everyone watching can make their own Gartic Phone drawings. Watch that happen one day. That's sad. That's scary. I can get like a message from like an anonymous user on Gartic Phone. Like give me any of you watching right now. And just instead of doing a drawing this, right, I'm gonna come to this address and I'm gonna murder you. And it's my full legal address, IP and stuff. I don't know. Watch that. Viewer interactive games. That'd be crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna let the stream play out another 8 minutes so we can get to the 2-hour mark. And then I'm gonna cut it. We are just under 2 hours though. I have loose hair in my eyes. Sorry. Guess who died recently? Yummers. Guess who perished recently? Zinc Homelander. No! Anyways. Praise him! Praise him! God damn it. Yeah. I hate ads, dude. I wish I could just get YouTube Premium. And I could afford it, but I'm not doing that shit. I hate YouTube, but you know I use it all the time. I got a bunch of bullshit that I don't like about it. And yeah, the movies of ads are one of them. I'm bored, so I'm back, and today, no, I'm just joking. This sound like a YouTuber. Hello again, Colton. We're gonna end stream in like 6 minutes because I'm reaching the 2-hour mark. Guess who died recently? Yummers. Alright, I'll stop with the Homelander jokes. God, that finale was ass. I don't know if any of y'all watched that or even care about that show, but ooh, that finale, mediocre. True. Okay. Bot on messages here. Someone like put a thumbs up in chat. Do a thumbs up emoji. Might fry me. Also, oh shit. Did that one hand. We're just letting the stream play out 5 more minutes, and then I'm ending it. Holding in the largest piss. No, I'm just joking. Hold up a second. Taking another swig of water. Oh yeah, tonight I'm gonna start reading. I mean, I already started it, but I'm gonna read Lizard People from Spine Singlers. Yes, that's pretty hype. That's been a book I've been wanting to read forever. For years, almost. Sorry, not years. For like a year and a couple months. Ever since I heard about it, it's like, oh, that sounds cool. Good or bad, I just can't wait to check it out finally. What is your biggest fear? Getting doxxed. No, I'm just joking. My biggest irrational fear is getting put into a Saw movie. That or a Cube movie. Because my fat ass would not survive. I can guarantee you that. If I was in a Saw movie, it's like, cut out your face. Yeah, and be like genuine pounds of shit that I have to cut off my sides. I can make patties with it. Alright, shut up. And then the Q movies, right? Those are unescapable. Those are probably some of the deadliest things potentially ever. The Cube movies. Especially God, the second one is disgusting. I didn't like that movie. But the second one, Cube 2 Hypercube, dude, that stuff that they threw in there is so awful. And it's not even like just basic traps. Some of the rooms are just straight up psychological torture. You're doomed in that one. I believe. Yeah, no one actually survived that movie. Spoiler alert: no one survived that one. I don't think, unless I'm wrong. I might be wrong. It's been years, but I don't think anyone survived that movie. And I mean, like the cast were following, because there's some alternate universe shit in that one too. That movie's straight up the worst movie to possibly be trapped in, because it's hell. So yeah, that one, Cube Free. God, the opening the Cube Free is disgusting, dude. That one's awful. I love that trap. Disgusting. But yeah, the Cube movies are Saw. That's my rational fear, is getting trapped in one of those. Just wake up and I'm like, damn it, the room's red. Oh wait, no, it's the Cube. Fuck me. Oh, don't even joke about Tusk. That one's harrowing to even think about. Night of the Living Dead too. Yeah, exactly. Like there's some irrational fears out there, but getting trapped in the horror movie, I couldn't blame you. Like some specific ones. The Blob. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. The 1988 Blob might actually be the scariest movie of all time. Like I'm gonna say it. That movie makes me quiver just thinking about it. Yeah, some of the shit they do, like getting that close to that unescapable horror, like the sewer scenes. Every single second of the sewer scene in that movie. I mean, they a minor, by the way. Like they actually pulled a plug there. That movie is no, the movie has some balls, no limits. There's some harrowing imagery in that one. I'd hate to be stuck in the Blob. Traumatizing films. Pride of the Cat or Bride of the Living Dummy? I'd say I mean it's pretty close, but most of Cry of the Cat I'd say is better. Both endings suck. One has just a bad ending, and one Slappy is a pedophile, so I can't say I like either's ending. What book do you recommend from Series 2000 series? The Goosebumps 3000 series. I've already read Invasion of the Body Squeeze. Excuse me. Something just came up there. I'd say Evil Twin, Creature Teacher, or Graveyard Ghouls. Those are some safe bets. You're gonna like those. Yeah. All right. We have reached the 2 hour mark, y'all. It's been a long fucking stream. I think I'll start wrapping things up now. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to get some last minute thoughts and questions out there, you can. New videos soon. I plan 3 more left this month. Yeah, I have 3 more videos this month. I usually only do like 6 to 8 videos. Looks like it's gonna be a 9-month. Of course you gotta go. No, I'm just joking. Always at the very end. You just have something to do. No, I'm just joking. Have a nice night. Yes, yes, yes. Gonna read some lizard people. Hopefully soon. Then my next video, I'm actually waiting to get something in the mail. I guess I'll just say what it is. It's a review for a kid's horror movie. Assuming I don't back out of doing it, do something else. I want to review Phantom Town. Very niche, unpopular kids horror movie from 1999, I believe. I think I want to shed some light on it because it's very interesting. It actually has something to do with aliens, I believe, too. So, yeah. So, pretty much up my league to talk about. Yeah. So that's on the way. We got I don't want to say the other videos, but we got some big ones coming for the rest of the month. Some stuff might get pushed to June. I have another thing coming out that I can't say anything on yet because I don't know if it'll be soon or a bit later. I'm thinking a July drop, but I have a big project coming out. I've been working on it for about a year. So stay tuned for that, everybody. I'll announce it soon as it is ready. The content itself is ready. I'll say that much. Like it's ready to go. I could drop it right now. Just waiting on one more thing. So yeah, big stuff coming. And don't forget, Goose Month is around the corner. We got it in about a month and a half now. Haven't planned out much, but I know a few things that I'm doing for that. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next video or stream. Don't matter. And have a good ending joke per usual. I don't even have a punchline. I don't even have a punchline, you know? Just go watch Scholastic's latest piece of promotion for Goosebumps. Just some girl shaking her shit. Dancing down the hallway. Doing the whole video. Go watch that. It'll give you a good laugh. Actually, maybe the opposite. You might be revolted. Yeah. That's official marketing. That's my joke.